तेज ठंडी लग रही है, मैं नहीं जाऊंगा 26 जनवरी मनाने। चलो जाओ स्कूल और जाकर आज 26 जनवरी मनाओ और ढेर सारा लड्डू लेकर आना मेरे लिए। मुझे ठंडी लग रही है, लड्डू कैसे खाऊंगा। चल जल्दी चिंटुआ, अब बस कुछ ही देर में झंडा फहरने वाला है। चल जा, नहीं तो डंडे से मारूंगी। नहीं नहीं, मारना मत, जाते हैं। मेरे लिए लड्डू लेकर आना स्कूल में से, नहीं तो पिटाई करूंगी तुम दोनों को घर पे। ठीक है, लड्डू लाएंगे मम्मी। विजयी विश्व तिरंगा प्यारा झंडा ऊंचा रहे हमारा। अब चलता हूँ ये झंडा लेकर स्कूल में लड्डू खाने के लिए।
अरे वाह वाह, वहाँ पर एक झंडा है। अगर मैं उस झंडे को लेकर स्कूल में जाऊंगा तो मुझे भी लड्डू खाने को मिलेगा। कितना मजा आएगा मोतीचूर के लड्डू खाने में। अब चलता हूँ, उस लड़के से झंडा छीनकर भाग जाता हूँ।
चिंकी, तुम आज 26 जनवरी के दिन स्कूल में क्या करोगी? मैं तो नाचूंगी और देख लेना, पूरा इनाम मैं ही जीतूंगी। मैं तो एक भोजपुरी गाना गाऊंगा और सारा इनाम मैं जीत लूंगा। चल हट, इनाम मुझे मिलेगा। बड़ा ही अच्छा नाचूंगी आज मैं। अरे बाप रे, वो बड़ा बंदर मेरी तरफ दौड़ते हुए क्यों आ रहा है?
अब तो मैं उस लड़के से झंडा छीन लूंगा।
लगता है वो बंदर मुझे काटने के लिए आ रहा है। भागो रे दादा!
रुक जा बे लड़का, वो झंडा मुझे दे दे, नहीं तो मैं तुझे काट लूंगा।
अरे बाप रे, बंदर तो मेरा प्यारा झंडा लेने के लिए आ रहा है, लेकिन मैं उसे अपना ये प्यारा झंडा नहीं दूंगा।
झंडा मुझे दे दे, नहीं तो मैं तुझे काट लूंगा लड़का।
मैं नहीं दूंगा बंदर, चल भाग यहाँ से।
मुझे स्कूल में लड्डू खाना है तो वो झंडा मुझे दे दे।
अरे चिंटू, बस 10 मिनट बचा है और हमारा स्कूल अभी भी बहुत दूर है। हाँ चिंकी, लग रहा है हमें स्कूल जाने से पहले ही झंडा फहर जाएगा। तो अब क्या करें चिंटू? दौड़ के भी जल्दी हम नहीं पहुंच पाएंगे स्कूल। वहाँ देख चिंकी, एक कार आ रहा है। चलो हम उसे रोकते हैं। तुम रोको चिंटू, मैं यहाँ पर खड़ी हूँ। ठीक है, रोकता हूँ कार को। अरे वो कार वाला, जल्दी कार को रोको। मुझे और चिंकी को कार में बैठा लो। हम दोनों को स्कूल में झंडा फहराने जाना है। अरे चिंटू जल्दी भाग, वो कार बहुत तेज आ रहा है, तुम्हें ठोकर लग जाएगा। अरे रुक जा बे कार वाला, जल्दी भाग चिंटुआ। अरे बाप रे, भागो। कार वाला तो चला गया, चिंटू रुका ही नहीं। अब हम 26 जनवरी कैसे मनाएंगे?
अब कहाँ बच के जाएगा तू लड़का? चल अब वो झंडा मुझे दे दे।
नहीं नहीं, मैं नहीं दूंगा। 5 रुपए का खरीदा है मैंने इसे, ये मेरा है।
नहीं देगा तो काटूंगा तुझे।
काट लो, लेकिन झंडा नहीं दूंगा।
चल दे इधर झंडा।
अरे रुक जा बे चोर बंदर, मेरा 5 रुपए वाला झंडा दे दे मुझे।
चल हट, नहीं दूंगा। इस झंडे को स्कूल में ले जाकर मोतीचूर का लड्डू खाऊंगा।
मोतीचूर का लड्डू मैं खाऊंगा, तू नहीं चोर बंदर। चिंटू, अब बस 5 मिनट ही बचा है। लगता है अब मैं 26 जनवरी पे नहीं नाच पाऊंगी। देखो चिंकी, वहाँ एक ट्रेन जा रही है। जल्दी दौड़ के चल, ट्रेन पकड़ते हैं। हाँ जल्दी दौड़, अब ट्रेन से चलेंगे स्कूल। और तेज दौड़ चिंकिया, ट्रेन बहुत तेज चल रही है। अगर 26 जनवरी मनाना है तो हमें ट्रेन को पकड़ना ही होगा। चिंटू, ट्रेन के ड्राइवर को बोलो कि जल्दी वो ट्रेन को रोके। चुपचाप दौड़ तेज, वो नहीं सुनेगा हमारी बात।
अरे ये कमीना लड़का तो मेरा पीछा छोड़ ही नहीं रहा, अब क्या करूं? अरे कमीना मेरा पूंछ पकड़ लिया।
If you're over 60 and your feet burn, tingle, or feel numb, this is something you need to hear. Because what most seniors are told is, this is just part of getting older. But that's not the full truth. I'm Dr. Emin, and for over 20, years I've worked closely with adults over 60, and one thing I see again and again is this. Nerve discomfort slowly steals independence before people even realize what's happening. At first it's small, a little tingling in the toes, a warm burning feeling at night, that strange numbness where your feet feel like they're wrapped in thick socks, even when you're barefoot. Then comes the fear of falling, fear of not feeling the ground beneath you, fear of losing confidence in your own body. I've had patients tell me, "Doctor, I don't want to run marathons. I just want to walk without worrying." And that simple wish breaks my heart every time. Today I want to share a 2-nutrient approach that research suggests may help support nerve comfort naturally. The second one surprises a lot of people, so make sure you stay with me until the end. But first, you need to understand what's really happening inside your body. After 60, your nerve cells don't work the way they used to. Not because you did something wrong, but because aging quietly changes how your cells produce energy and protect themselves. Think of your nerves like electrical wires. When you're younger, those wires are well insulated, protected, and powered. As we age, that insulation slowly wears down, and the power supply weakens. The result? Signals don't travel properly. That's when burning, tingling, numbness, or sharp sensations can appear. Now here's the mistake most people make. They treat the symptom, not the cause. They change shoes. They soak their feet. They accept discomfort as normal aging, but nerves don't fail overnight. They struggle quietly for years before you really feel it. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Robert. Robert is 68 years old. When he first came to see me, he could barely walk his dog around the block. His feet constantly felt uncomfortable, and the numbness in his toes made him unsteady. But the worst part wasn't the discomfort. It was the fear. He told me he was afraid of falling because he couldn't feel where his feet were, afraid of stepping on something sharp and not noticing, afraid of losing the one thing that made him feel independent, his morning walk. He said something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I just want to feel my feet again." That's when we started working on supporting his nerves from the inside. The first nutrient I want to talk about is alpha-lipoic acid, often called ALA. Your body actually makes ALA on its own. But here's the problem. After age 60, your natural production drops significantly. ALA has been studied for its potential role in supporting nerve comfort, because it helps manage the kind of cellular wear and tear that especially affects nerve fibers. I like to describe it this way. Inside every nerve cell are tiny power centers like batteries. As we age, those batteries don't hold a charge as well. ALA helps those power centers work more smoothly. It also helps manage unstable particles that build up over time. These particles are like internal rust, and nerves are particularly sensitive to them. Imagine cutting an apple and leaving it on the counter. It turns brown. That browning process is similar to what happens inside aging cells. ALA helps slow that process down. Robert started taking 600 milligrams of ALA daily, the amount most commonly used in research looking at nerve support. He took it with breakfast, always with food. Within the first week, he noticed something small but meaningful. His feet felt slightly more comfortable. Not perfect, not cured, but different. And that's important, because real improvement usually starts subtly. But while ALA helps protect nerves, protection alone isn't enough. That's when I explained something critical to Robert. Nerves don't just need protection. They need energy to repair themselves. And that's where the second nutrient comes in, which I'll explain next. Before we continue, I want to hear from you. Do you experience nerve discomfort in your feet, hands, or legs? Comment below and tell me which area bothers you the most. I read every comment. Now let's talk about what actually helps nerves rebuild. The second nutrient is called acetyl L-carnitine, often shortened to ALCAR. Most people have heard of carnitine, but very few understand why this specific form matters for nerves. Remember those tiny power centers inside your cells? They need fuel to work. ALCAR acts like a delivery truck, carrying fuel directly into those power centers so your nerve cells can do the work of repair and renewal. Here's something most seniors are never told. Your nervous system uses a massive amount of energy. Even though it's only a small part of your body weight, it uses about 20% of your body's total energy. That's why when energy production drops, nerves suffer first. Your body does make some carnitine on its own, but production declines with age. By your 60s and 70s, levels can be significantly lower than when you were younger. What makes acetyl L-carnitine special is that it can cross the protective barrier around your brain and nerves more easily than regular. Carnitine, think of it like having a VIP pass that gets it exactly where it's needed. When Robert added ALCAR to his routine, we started with 1,500 milligrams per day split into 2 doses. One with breakfast, one with lunch. Within just a few days, he noticed something unexpected. The numbness in his toes started to ease. By the end of the second week, he told me he could feel the texture of the carpet under his feet again, then the grass in his yard. That may sound small, but for someone who had felt disconnected from the ground for over a year, it was huge. Here's what's likely happening inside the body. Nerve fibers are wrapped in a protective coating, similar to insulation around electrical wires. As we age, that coating wears down faster than it's repaired. ALA helps protect that coating from further damage. Alcar helps provide the energy needed to rebuild and maintain it. One protects, the other supports repair. Together, they create a better environment for nerves to function properly. By week 4, Robert told me the burning sensation that used to greet him every morning was mostly gone. The numbness wasn't completely gone, but it was noticeably better. More importantly, he felt steady again. He walked into my office one day and said, "Doctor, I went to the grocery store and didn't even think about my feet." And that's the real goal. Not obsessing over every step, not fearing the ground beneath you, just moving with confidence. Now, I want to be very clear. These nutrients are not magic pills. They don't mask symptoms overnight. Some people notice changes within 2 weeks. For others, it can take 4 to 6 weeks. Consistency matters. Your body doesn't store these nutrients long term. You need steady daily intake to support nerve function over time. If you're considering this approach, research commonly looks at 600 mg of alpha-lipoic acid daily, 1,500 to 2,000 mg of acetyl L-carnitine, split into doses. Always speak with your doctor before starting, especially if you take medications for blood sugar, thyroid, or blood thinning. I've created a complete nerve comfort guide, including timing tips, a quality checklist, and common mistakes to avoid. You can access it for free on my WhatsApp channel. Scan the QR code on your screen or click the link in the description to join our community and receive daily health tips, designed especially for adults over 60. Your nerves are more capable than you think when given the right support. Stay healthy, Dr. Emin.